Hello, let's continue our conversation on Stoicism. This is the last video on the Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I'm not sure if this is what Marcus Aurelius wrote and then he actually passed away, but it always felt to me that this is kind of a last words type scenario. Section 36, Book 12. Mortal man, you have lived as a citizen in this great city. What matter if that life is 5 or 50 years? The laws of the city apply equally to all. So what is there to fear in your dismissal from the city? This is no tyrant or corrupt judge who dismisses you, but the very same nature that brought you in. It is like the officer who engaged a comic actor dismissing him from the stage. But I have not played my 5 acts, only 3. True. But in life, 3 acts can be the whole play. Completion is determined by that being who caused first your composition and now your dissolution. You have no part in either causation. Go then in peace. The God who lets you go is at peace with you. I was reminded when I was reading this of some words that my friend Melinda wrote me. Melinda and I have corresponded for years, started very early after I started my YouTube channel. And she wrote to me something that was told to her, so it is not her quote, but she said something does not have to last to be successful. And I thought that that was a very interesting way to look at things. Something does not have to last to be successful. Something can be, something can terminate at some point and yet have been successful. What an interesting way to look at things, right? We always think that we do things, we should do them, finish them all the way, they should last forever, and then that is a measure of success. But maybe you could be in a job and you get fired after 5 years, and yet it was a very successful job, yet you did a good job in that specific employment that you had. You enjoyed it, you whatever, worked in your career, whatever is the case. It didn't last, but it may still have been successful, right? Marcus Aurelius died in not the greatest circumstances. He had a lot of health issues, and he died, I don't think, entirely painlessly. And I think here he really is kind of making peace with the gods, right? You have no part in either causation, go then in peace. The God who lets you go is at peace with you. Things don't have to last to be successful. And I like what he says. But I have not played my 5 acts, only 3. True, but in life 3 acts can be the whole play. You do not know how much time you get. Tomorrow it could be over. Today it could be over. In 60 years it could be over. We don't know. So the trick then, and I've said this a number of times, but this really is I think a common theme in Marcus Aurelius' writings. The trick is to make the most of the time you have. What you do have, you know that you have right now. And right now you can make a difference. Right now you can do certain things. Right now you can be the very best person that you can be. You can do that. That is within your power. You can do all those things, but you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to be that best version of yourself. You have to make that effort. And if trying to apply Stoicism to your life is what you desire, then that is what you must do. And it's hard work. It's hard work to be virtuous, to do the right thing. Every step along the way. You will fail because nobody can be perfect all the time, but you strive to be as good as you can be. And that cannot be an excuse. It cannot be a matter of you do a half-assed job and then say, well, the best I could do. That's not how it works. It must be a genuine and sincere effort to truly do that best job. Do the best thing you can do. It's interesting. I find it very interesting to look at things from that perspective. You don't know what time you have, but you can choose to make the most out of the time that you have. And then, even if something ends up not lasting, you can still be successful. Even if that life was not as long as you thought it would be. I guess when you're gone, it doesn't really bother you anymore. But you know what I mean? If that life was not as long as it could have been, you would be able to tell yourself on your deathbed, but I've done everything though. I've done everything I could. I've done the best job, sincerely best job. And I think that matters most. I really think that is your duty as a Stoic. Live the best life you can live, but sincerely so. Not the best life you can live at the cost of others, because that is not Stoic. Embrace your role in the universe. Embrace your part of the bigger whole. Do what you can to be a good person. And then do that thing. Live. Make the most out of every day you have. It's something that we hear, but we often forget. Make the most out of it. Do it. Make it happen. And then, to end up with Marcus Aurelius here, go then in peace. The God who lets you go is at peace with you. How could that God not be at peace with you? You have done everything you could. And in the meanwhile, you will remember some things are within your control. Other things are not within your control. You cannot control necessarily what happens to you, but you can control how you think about those things, how you feel about them. You may not be able to change other people, but you can change yourself. And in doing so, you will be the very best version of yourself you can be. All those thoughts and the realization that you are part of a big, coherent whole, a unity with the universe, and that you will play your part, no matter whether it's 3 acts, 5 acts, 1 act. You've done your best. You've done everything you could. That's all that matters. All else is shadows and dust. That was the end of the Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. My idea was, and I have to think a little bit about how I'll do this, to move on to the third great Roman Stoic, Seneca. Now, Seneca wrote a lot, including long moral essays, which sometimes are a little tough to read because he uses a lot of rhetoric. A lot. It's not always easy to get through. But he also wrote the moral letters. Letters to a person. It may or may not have been real, but sort of an exposition of Stoicism. Now, Seneca was quite eclectic. Epictetus is hardcore. Marcus Aurelius can be a little eclectic. Seneca is very eclectic. He also uses other schools of philosophy, or draws from other schools of philosophy, I should say. But still, those moral letters are a pretty interesting introduction. I got the fairly recent translation of the moral letters by Anthony Long, who was one of the foremost professors of Stoicism. I think I want to do those next. So that's what's coming next. Thank you all very much for your continuous support of this series of videos. I know it's not for everyone, but many people have been following these videos for a long time, and the feedback I get on these videos generally is very, very positive. Those people who do like these videos really like these videos and keep coming back, and that makes it very rewarding to me to try and continue to do these videos. And I'm happy that you find my takes on this, my thoughts on this interesting. So that's what I'm going to try to do next. I hope this was useful. I hope you've enjoyed our very long journey through Marcus Aurelius, because it's been going for a long time. Let's see what we can do with Seneca. Hope this was useful. I'm glad to see you later. Bye-bye.